WIIFTBPM. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Ricky said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I'd be done had a heart
You gotta
attack.
get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that? Yeah.
I don't like that one.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we got to find a way to bring some love in a day. Father, we don't need to escalate. War is not the answer, 'cause only love to find a way to bring some love in here today. Picket lines, picket signs, don't punish me. Brutality, talk to me so you can see what's going on, what's going on, what's going on. I want to know what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Mother, everybody says that we're wrong. Who are they to judge us? Simply because my hair's gone. Oh, no, no. You know we got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Picket lines, picket signs, don't punish me. Brutality, talk to me so you can see. Oh, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. What's going on? I wanna know what's going on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Will you tell me what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, yeah. Oh, mother, everybody says that we're wrong. Who are they to judge us? Simply because my hair's gone. No, no, no. You know we got to find a way to bring some understanding today. Picket lines, picket signs, don't punish me. Brutality, talk to me so you can see what's going on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's going on? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's going on? Will you tell me what's going on? I want to know what's going on. What's going on?
In our neighborhood.
What's going on?
With our political system.
What's going on?
With police brutality.
What's going on?
With education and healthcare.
What's going on? Yeah. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah. What's going on? 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 Yeah, yeah.
WIFTPM.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, Man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Oh, wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Wow, it's Monday. Riis, it's Monday, dog. It's like I had, you know what, man? It is Monday. And I fell asleep in the chair last night. I was trying to hold on for Insecure and for Curb Your Enthusiasm. But I can't even lie, Riis. The chair pulled me in, dog. It's like I can't make it. It's like I can't make it through the whole night. I be sitting up there like, I'm gonna do it. After that Bears game, bro, I mean, you know what? I gotta know what you're gonna ask next week. I gotta know what you're gonna ask him next week, dog. I mean, let me back up. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. You know, Ruthie done moved to Tuesdays and Thursdays. Todd, hey, dog, and can I show you? I want to show you this text Todd sent me. So yesterday, Todd got the nerve to ask me, are we playing basketball? Are we playing basketball? Now, this fool ain't been to the station, no parts, no time. You know, Riis, when you ain't been to work in a month and then you want to come to the company picnic? Come on, dog. So he texts me, and then he texts me, you know. So the one time I get to halfway sleep late, Riis, Todd texts me, wake me up. Basketball today? Really, dog? Basketball today? No. I was actually teaching a young man how to drive yesterday on the, we did our Dan Ryan / actually he went 57 South, so he learned the whole difference between the expressway, taking the expressway somewhere and taking the street somewhere, right? So it was but Todd texted me, talk about are we doing the show tomorrow? Like, we don't be here every day. I was like, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9, dog. See you tomorrow. I was like, believe it when I see you. I got the text, because I be like, look, dog, you don't even got to spin me. Just be real. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to check to see if you got fired. You know, that's one of them, you know, that's the temperature check. Did I get fired? You know how you call to see if somebody said something about you. If you, am I fired? Hey, dog, Riis. I told him I believe him when I see him. He ain't coming. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Ruthie's not here. Todd be lying. And DJ Riis the Ruler. What's up, man? How you feeling this morning?
That's about the best. You already know the rest. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I see you got your YouTube. I
had a Mexican make the half for me.
Are we allowed to say that?
I said, say what?
Oh, yo.
Yeah.
Like yo soy. Like that. Not like, so it wasn't a typo.
No, he really no. This is exactly how they spell it. It's like a Mexican thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Riis, so you gotta tell me how you had the conversation. Like, how did this come about? Did you ask? I mean, like, did you see?
He had it he had them at work, so I just bought it from him like $5. You know, it's Mexican.
Support. What job was this though?
It was at my last warehouse job.
Oh,
you know,
okay. Well, it's all right though. I was kind of trying to see. I thought, yeah, hey man, you know that hat gonna get you banned somewhere. You got to be careful. You gonna put a blur on it. You gotta blur it, dog, because you know if you say, then it be like, right? Now I think I might get a little pass because I got a blue check now, but I still ain't even gonna test it. I ain't gonna even test it. So you gotta be careful, man, because on Wednesday, you know they already be trying to get you. They already be trying to get you on Wednesday. Some days when y'all be having these things, I'll be like, when is Facebook gonna send me the note? I'll be like, uh-oh.
No, they ain't gonna.
I like they gonna send me a letter. They send me this is how bad the world is. Facebook done send me like 4 notes on Church Chicago. 4. Y'all got week on Wednesday. I ain't never got one talk. They ain't even been like. I'll be like, what? They put it where? What? All right, y'all. It is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler rocking with me today. Mr. Business in the front, party in the back. Riis, I've been noticing you've been hatting it up a little bit. What's up? Your app ain't working?
Nah, that's my little roughy. You know how you be like grinding? So, I be grinding. I be locked in, Be trying
how you know it, though? Are you doing like you in the studio? like you putting the album together, right? Like you in the joint, you got an album. No you like, no shade. Please shower, though. Just make sure you shower. Riis, I got to tell you, though, you kind of, you and Ryan are both kind of some clean dudes. I've been noticing y'all don't be leaving a lot of mess around. But yeah, man, I'm just telling y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. DJ Riis the Ruler, Mr. Business in the front, party in the back. Maze Jackson, we rolling. Riis, let's get this soul plane up to 60,000 feet. Let's get this bad boy up and away. It is the Maze Jackson Show. Yo, bro, the Bears. I do not want to. First of all, did you see the headlines that said that Mr. Trubisky be starting next year? Somewhere for some NFL team. Might have to be Nagy, dog. Man. When it was 28 was it 28-3? I was just like, really, we gonna keep doing this? I was like, man.
We never had offense. Like, I don't know what it is. Like no matter what, we never have offense. I don't know what we do, but
I'm gonna tell you, I think that it all went downhill. I think they playing for that Tevin or whatever his name was that they drafted from Oklahoma State, that tackle. I think they built the team. I think they thought they had a line built around that team. Man, around dude. I think they thought he was going to come in and be an immediate starter. Remember, he was like all nasty talking about, you touch my quarterback, I'm finna put you on your. Then he busted. Usually when you do that, man, then it'd be like, dun, 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 dun. Just be quiet, rookie. Just rookies. So anyway, man, Riis, the Justin Fields era is not starting off the way that I wanted to. And as much as I'm a Tom terrific dude, bro. Like, he didn't have to be that terrific. I mean, it was like he lost interest, really. Like, he lost interest after the first quarter. And just think, there was no Gronk. The best part of the game, though, and I can't think of his name now because I think it's the best part. What's my man that was catching all touchdowns? Well, shoot, everybody's catching all touchdowns, but the light.
Yeah, and he gave away. He
said, move out the way, white boys.
And Mike Evans gave it away.
Yeah, he gave it to the sister.
Yeah.
Well, wait, no. First, he gave away the 600 ball.
Yeah, I know.
That was the crazy part. And
Tom went to him. You saw how he went to him?
yeah, he was, look. But did you see that when they showed them going to negotiate? And I was like, dude was like, I was trying to explain it to Carrie. She was like, I don't get it. I was like, that ball, like that dude could have got anything in the world for that ball, right? Because it's the number one, it's only one 600 touchdown ball ever. Dude, and Evans gave it away, and then they went to negotiate at halftime. You know what that fool took for it? He took a signed jersey and another game ball. That's Riis. Riis, look, first of all, I really want to know what you would have did. Because Carrie asked me what would I have done. She was like, he probably was under pressure and everybody was looking. I was like, I would have been pressure. I would have made a diamond out that ball. I would have made a diamond out there. Tom Brady would have, look, did you hear him in the booth? They was talking about, hey, dog, he probably would have gave you a date with Giselle for one night just to get that ball back. If it was me, Riis, Carrie asked me what I did. I said, what's it worth to you? That's what I would have said. I said, what's it worth to you? They would have said, oh, nothing. I'd have been like, good, then I'm going to keep it because it means way more than me. Then if they say, well, I'll give you a, nah. And then once I realize that I'd be like, let's talk about it next week. And then I'll go get me some legal representation. And Riis, how would you have played that?
I wasn't going for no sign jersey and no ball, man. We didn't have to do. I needed at least a car. So, you know,
I need a Bugatti.
It was something I was going to do there. I need like lifetime season tickets. You know
did you hear them? That's what they were saying. They was like, he was the worst negotiation. Tony Romo was in the booth. They was talking about the negotiations. Like, that was the worst negotiation ever because they played. Oh, girl explained, I can't think of who the sideline reporter was, but they said, so what did it take? He said it really only took the halftime. It was like a 2-minute negotiation, and it wound up. And they was like, what did he get? I mean, did he get season tickets for life? They was in the booth speculating, and they was like, wait, what? A jersey and a game ball?
In the box. I want to choose.
I need the box.
The 6, you say it's only one. So no matter what you say, you be like, all right, well, you know what, y'all can't. I keep the ball because I know in years the ball gonna be worth millions. Like, I'm not dumb. I don't even. You couldn't even sign that signed jersey.
Would you have felt the pressure? You think the audience? You think the crowd could have put the pressure on you? Like, man, come on, Riis. Like you said, what if you feel like you could have been like Bartman?
Nah, I'm trying to tell y'all.
I'd have left the stadium with my ball.
That's exactly what I was
And you know you're gonna be safe because they gonna want the police. They gonna want to make sure they get the ball back. So and the camera's gonna follow you. I'd have sat on that bad boy for a week.
See y'all later. A week.
Tom would have been in my house. Tom Brady would have been in Chicago at my crib, taking me to dinner as we discussed him signing that check.
Tom Brady would have been on WHW. Sit down, Tom. You better tell some stories.
I'm going to need 6 weeks of appearances, right? Like, you're going to be my guest co-host. It's like, it's Week on Wednesday with Riis, Toy, and Tom Brady.
I'm like, what? Tom is filling in today, Tom.
Tom's filling in this week. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, man. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance. I think, I'm going to tell you this, though. I had at least a minute to think about it, right? I feel like if they own you, the best time to get a mug is you can't let them think. You cannot let them get no thought process. You got to be on them because the moment you let him think, you know he's sick right now. And like Carrie was like, well, I mean, shouldn't he have to give them? I was like, that's kind of like Indian giving, right? Like somebody the guy who caught the touchdown gave you the ball. Now y'all coming back and saying, my bad? Hold on, man. You traumatizing me and my kid. We thought this is a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Y'all took my... Dog, for a once-in-a-lifetime moment, Joe, you're going to have to... Riis, I'm just telling you. Yeah. And we would have had tickets to the Hall of Fame game every year. Bro, I probably would have got me a yellow jacket up out that bad boy, so get away.
I would have been the one putting on a yellow jacket for the rest of the year. They like, I don't even know who he is.
Next thing and you'll be presenting at the Heisman. I'll be negotiating it all.
Oh, at least there was something good that came out of that Bears game.
Jersey and the Sun.
You know who I would love to hear? You know whose commentary I would love to hear on that? Like, in his own words, Gino. I would have loved to hear Gino discuss that whole, because you, Mr. Chicago, and put the two of y'all together on it, that would have been hilarious.
He was out of body. Joe man was out of us. You know, he would have worn out. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Y'all like, what the hell are they doing? All right. Let me get through some of these headlines. You know, we got to catch a quick one, but let me get through two more of the headlines. Did you see the Illinois Dems repeal the are trying to repeal parental notification in the case of abortion? I don't know why there's like this. So, Riis, I'm not even wishing this on, so I'm not even going to put you or any, like, I don't put anybody in it. But do you think parents should be notified if their underage child goes to have an abortion? I can see both. I would probably, on the parenting side, I'll probably say yes as a parent, but then again, I understand the privacy. But, you know, because if something went wrong, you know what I'm saying, then I wouldn't know, like, that she actually had it, you know, so I would probably want to know. But then as a, you know.
But who is it? See, you operating from the side, you can't really operate from the side of the kid, dog. Like, I feel like that's part of our challenge, right? The kid, when we be trying, well, let me stop. Let me not tell you what you're going to do. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, but no, that's what I think now as a parent. But, you know, I can understand why the
child would want you not, right.
No.
Exactly.
But if anything went wrong medically, you know, I feel like that's the only reason, like, I would want to know.
Okay. All right. Oh, Riis. I don't know, man. I feel like it's almost like we're just doing stuff now. Like, ain't nobody even been complaining about that. And it's like, why are we trying to pass a law to take it away again? It's going to split the Democrats up. Did you see the Black and Brown Coalition done the right way and the wrong? There's a right and a wrong way to love black people. And I'm going to show you today. We're going to talk about what happened in the remap for the Congress, and we'll talk about the proposed map by the Latino caucus. And Joe, man, anyway, I'm not even talking about that right now. I'm going to save some. Riis, what's up? You think the Bulls are real, bro?
Told you they was real, man.
I mean, the Bulls kind of like a
number one team in the East right now. It's early, but they playing good. They play as a team. It's like, even though that Zach is a star, everybody else do exactly their job. Vujicic come out there to 12 boards, 17 points. DeMar DeRozan got his 20, just playing his game. He looked real good. The ball already had him a triple-double against his old team the other night. So they playing real, real good basketball, man.
Yeah, man. I think I might have to jump in the fray on these tickets, like on these season tickets. I might just buy a quick 12-game pack real quick because I think, yeah, man, this could be something, Riis. Something could be happening around here, and I think I might have to get in the mix because they might go back to them old days when you couldn't get no season tickets and it was a waiting list. I better get on before the waiting list get gone. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back after some news, traffic, and the weather. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Rule in the building. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTV PM.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one. You got a couple of them.
Got
two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord.
I got one. Better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around.
Turn it around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
Number
ahead.
4.
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh,
He woke you up.
that thing can touch you.
I'm
One
telling
of
you.
them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
And the number 1 reason,
Number 1. Final answer.
he woke me up
He
this
woke
morning.
me up this
He
morning.
woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a
Turn that thing
testimony.
And now, traffic and weather. And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media Radio? The time is now 6:33 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your traffic and weather report. In traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop will be 27 minutes. Also 27 minutes back to O'Hare on the Edens. Inbound from Deerfield to Exchange will be 33 minutes. Outbound will be the same. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 40 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 34. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan, 47 minutes. Outbound will be 35. The Bishop Ford I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 38 minutes, 35 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 18 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, 55th to Jackson is 9 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 8 on the south side. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, as well as Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 9 minutes. Today's weather is currently 50 and thunderstorming. Today will be a high of 54 and a low of 48. Expect rain throughout the early morning to early afternoon. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now, here as he can do it here on the Mays Jackson Show.
In this world we live in today, it's so hard to find your way. Every move you make seems to be wrong. It may be a little tough, but keep holding on. May not look like it now, but he's gonna do it somehow. Yeah. Same water, he walked on, he turned into wine. Same air, we breathe close to birds in the sky. Same fire, he destroys with turns to sunshine. Yeah, he can. Yes, he can, y'all. He really can do it. All you really gotta do is believe he can. Hey! Ooh, yeah.
I watched him move in a providing way. He's my all and all each and every day. I know he's a deliverer when you let him in. He delivered me before from the grips of sin. May not look like it now, but he's gonna do it somehow. Oh, same that he made us to the vine. Same water he walked on, he turned into wine. Same same fire he destroys with turn to sunshine. Sound like he can do it. How many of you know that God can? Do you really believe? I do. Gave sight to the blind. Yeah. Water he walked on, he turned into wine. Same He destroys what turns to sunshine. If you ask me, child, if you ask me, I'm a living witness. If you ask me, I know because I've been there. God can see. I don't have no doubt in my mind. He made me a living witness. Yeah, cause I tried the man. Yes, I did. Whatever you need, he can do it. Whatever you need, I'm a living witness if you ask me.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show.
What's in it for the black people? Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now, other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppressed, it's all wrong.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. And wait, who is in the building?
Ruthie Moore.
I can't even help it, y'all. I'm all smiles. I was talking smack all morning, but he actually came. He actually showed up back in the building, back on the set. He's a working man now.
Man, I wouldn't have come if I'd been rich. I don't like going out in the rain.
Yep. See how black
It's
people
awful
do.
out there.
See, it is. It was really bad out there, man. It was really bad out there, Todd. That's why I really didn't think you was coming. That's why we took off. So you took the helicopter up and caught us before we got to, because we didn't get all the way to the tip top. We didn't get to 60,000 feet yet. So it's good to see you here, man. Todd, what's up, man? Where you been? How you been doing, man? I'm telling you, you can't. You know how I was saying, I said yesterday you was checking to see if you had, because there was no banner. Because I was real close to taking a pencil and just scratching the Todd off of there. right there, and being like, because he don't be coming. Todd, what you been up to, man? What's up?
Mostly sleeping. I think last time I was here, maybe the time before that, I only had 2 switches that was exhausted and extremely exhausted.
Okay.
So I got rid of that by not getting up at 4 o'clock.
Okay. All right. That's good. So how's things going in the village of Robbins? I see you got you some new wardrobe, and you look at you, Todd Fresh. He came up in here, almost got a turtleneck on, trying to steal my swag. I see you rib too, man. What's up?
I don't know. I'm sure Janine gave me this at some point.
She was like, "You got to go to work." She said, "You can't be going to work, Todd. You got to go to work looking fresh."
Oh, she did call me in the car.
What she said?
Where you going?
She was like, she was used to waking up with you being in the bed and everything.
Yes.
So Todd, well, it's good to see you, man. I'm glad you came
good
in.
to be here.
It's we missed you, man. You got a big old.
I try to catch you the last hour or so when I'm actually up.
Todd be so you don't even wake up. He stay asleep. He be like, I'm sleeping all the way.
I'm not really
8.
sleep. Like
you just,
Janine and Claire get up like at 6 something. So I'm awake, but I refuse to get out of the bed.
Hey, man, that's a good thing, man. Well, Todd, it's good to see you, man. We got a lot. You know what? As I was writing today's script out, well, not script, but our notes, I was thinking, man, I was hoping you would come in because there is so much that is going on with this. Did you see the story about the maps that have come out. So the Black Caucus,
a new map for congressional and the city.
Right, but you see, man, that congressional map is almost like what I said with the Black and Brown Coalition doing it the right way. It's it shows the contrast between age to me and what's happening in Springfield versus what's happening in city council. Like, I feel like with the youth movement and the removal of the old stuff, they get the Black and Brown Coalition from the standpoint of, we're not supposed to, if we're going to take some power, we're going to take the white people power. We're not going to take the black or the brown people power, right? We agree that if y'all got to give you, if y'all have, man, Gilbert Villegas said, Latinos have chosen to make Illinois their home. I'm saying I believe we have lived through the Great Brown Migration. We are living in the Great Brown Migration.
I was about to say, you think it's over?
No, it's going on right now. But I think we're going to talk about it because it was just a lot of just nuggets in that map. And then it was funny to see the contrast of what's happening in the city council. Did you see they're trying to take the 34th Ward from the south side and bring it all the way up north and put it by the 27th Ward?
That's interesting, I guess. I never quite understood why the numbers kind of like move around like that. But
because then you give a person a place without a home, right? Like if you've been the 34th Ward alderman forever and you now are running for it to be the alderman of the 21st Ward, where somebody else, it's just
yeah. So basically, you're saying they're totally eliminating that ward.
Right? Think about they did the same thing with Bob Fioretti. Right, they picked up this when Daley got mad at them. They picked up the 2nd Ward and moved it all the way on the north side and said, "Now you can run as the 2nd Ward alderman, but you got to move to the north side. So if you want to run as the 34th alderman, you got to run downtown. You got to move to downtown where none of the people is." And then they put you in an incumbent ward. It was just interesting to watch, and I want to talk about how that all plays out. And what's crazy is, did you see that? Bridgeport, they chopping up Bridgeport to give it to the Chinese.
I did see that.
That would show you how far the green team has fallen.
Yes.
That the only other thing I could think would be to do the 13th Ward. Which we gonna talk about all of this because I'm so glad you came in because I got somebody I could talk to about this map stuff. All right, let me run through a couple more of these headlines real quick. I just want to point out in the Tribune today, there was a full editorial praising the great violence prevention work of Chicago Cred. I just want to point that out. And the efforts of Arnie Duncan to stop, and the data that even though we threw the crazy, now the comparison is between us and Peoria. And so now
Peoria.
I'm starting. Yeah, well, now Peoria.
I know Peoria had problems.
Oh, they do, and they proved to us with 26 murders this year. They have a higher per capita rate than us, 26. So.
But that's not honestly, that's not unusual. We're not, since I've been alive. I don't think we've never been the
murder capital.
No,
and it's always the smaller places. But my point is, they're now using that to say we're not that it's a figment of our imagination.
Doing all this death.
Contrasting. I did that one in the mayor's budget. And they said that the mayor's budget, they're calling the mayor's budget unprecedented. So where we thought that there might be some budget challenges.
What's unprecedented mean?
Unprecedented in giving back and being progressive and meeting the needs of everyone, even the progressive caucus, the socialists, and the black caucus was with it anyway.
You mean since Harold Washington?
No.
Yes, you do. You just don't know it.
I guess I just don't know. Well, I'm saying, but everybody's in agreement. Everybody. So it'll be interesting.
Well, everybody wasn't in agreement with Washington because the white folks didn't like. Well, you mean we're not getting 100%?
Right. Well, it's changing. Todd, I'm going to talk to you because I'm so glad you came today. I had an experience this weekend. This is not the social media question of the day, but I want to talk to you because I feel like you may have been through this.
No. Was there strippers involved? No, I wasn't there.
Riis, you got me confused with Wednesdays, dog.
Oh,
I don't do the strippers. I told you, I'm always the counselor. Like, oh my God, is everything okay? Did someone hurt you when you were a child?
Well, you know what that reminds me of? What? I went to Springfield, and guess who I saw?
Who?
The Dean of Pledges.
Who?
You're Dean of Pledges.
Really, you did?
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
And you know what he said about you?
What?
He's a different guy.
He is too, actually. He is too. But it's funny you mention this. So Reese, I mean not Reese. See, look, I'm so y'all been abandoning me so much. Reese is now the co-host. Y'all are like guest stars, right? We be like,
that's cool. Reese, he talk.
You know, Reese,
he be talking.
Reese, I'm still telling you, the Reese survival story. I will never in a million years forget the blow dryer. Was you here when he talked about that? We were talking about survival tricks from being
the
poor.
only thing I remember is telling your girlfriend that you've been raped by some guy.
See, he almost erased it. The 7 guys in the alley. Okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna let
that's
that go. So, Todd, you've been through this, I guess, and I didn't. So, I feel like in my life, I have ruffled quite a few political feathers. I have not always been, I have not always been considered a team player, which I take some pride in. But have you ever felt like the people that you count on or you
Yes.
have ever trusted?
I don't even have to hear the rest. Yes.
Todd, I was in a peculiar position this weekend where I was in a political room, in a political environment. And I feel like in the past, maybe I had beef with people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Or not beef, but was considered, like we had issues. I think that one of the things that I've been trying to do is try to figure out ways for us to work together, not work apart. And I will be honest with you and say people have been pretty receptive to that. But what do you do when you're at an event and someone that you count as probably as some of the closest people to you, kind of deny you in front of other people? Like, how do you... I have been in peculiar situations where I've been not... So this weekend, I'm going to just tell you, I went to an event, and I went to this event, and I felt like at the event, I was kind of responsible for all of the people in the event knowing each other, even just bringing them all together, whatever happened, etc. And I don't know if it's ego, but I felt like everybody in the room got acknowledged for what they did, except for me, and I put everybody together. So much so that the black person in the room acknowledged the white boy that I introduced him to without ever acknowledging that I even introduced them.
Mm-hmm. Or
that introduction led to where these things happen. And I don't know. Have you ever been denied publicly by your friends? Or who you consider to be your friends?
Yes, I'd say yes. And you know how you like the 48 rules of power?
48 laws of power?
Uh-huh. So I watch on YouTube. I get most of my stuff from Hans. The rules for rulers. You should watch it one day. You don't even have to watch it. You know what I do? I turn it on. I get in the shower, and that's how.
You in the showers. Todd, don't bring back. Stay out the shower, man. Stay out the shower.
But that's no. And if I shave, taking a shower takes like a year.
Carrie will be like, if you don't turn that radio off, I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, I've gotten that too. That's too loud. But one of the things he says is that when you are, I saw the 48 laws of power, and I was like, I'll listen to that a little bit. So I listened to that too. So I might have been part of that.
Okay.
But basically, he said that your allies change when you become the leader. They don't have to change, but sometimes you have to move things around. So it's not surprising that people who are your allies sometimes are like, nope, can't be his ally. Not right now. I'm not going to do it.
What if, though?
It's a fact of life, so I just kind of like accept it at this point.
I guess so. Where does that go with loyalty? Because I feel like there are some allies that would never change. Like, I feel like I got allies that I don't care if Jesus Christ came. If you in a room, we family. I don't care if Jesus came. Right? Like, no matter what. And I feel like I carry that. And I feel like part of that is my challenge.
Oh, that reminds me, though.
What?
And we talked about this before. The garden. You're the one who tells me where the garden is, but with Jesus and Peter.
Uh-huh.
Peter denies him 3 times, but does he throw Peter out? No.
Man, Todd, that's crazy that you said that. Because I was thinking, like, who the hell am I to compare myself to Jesus, right? So we're
in the leader's state. I don't mind. Well, I'm probably not.
WIFTBPM.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized. And let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media? The time is now 6:57 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. And traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop, 42 minutes outbound to O'Hare, 28 on the Edens. Deerfield to Exchange will be 52 minutes. Exchange back out to Deerfield will be 40 on the Eisenhower. Thorndale to the Loop is up to 56 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 41. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be an hour. Outbound will be 40 minutes. On the Bishop Ford I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 49 minutes, 38 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 20 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 9 minutes. Jackson back out to 55th will be 8. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr as well as Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 10 minutes. Today's weather is currently 50 and thunderstorming. Today will be a high of 50 with a low of 46. Expect rain throughout the morning and early afternoon. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Valerie here on The Maze Jackson Show.
Do
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. And I think of all the things, what you're doing. And in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Hey, man, I got my guest star. Heard that, guest star.
Hey, I don't care. You call me a star. I'm cool.
Todd Stoger in the building, plus DJ Riis the Ruler in the building. Todd, before I shout out to my man Ness. Shout out to all the Star Senders, super fans, anniversary. Hey, Riis, you see all these badges people got? I didn't realize it was all. We got Star Senders, super fans. We got, let me see what else you got. Fan Descadado. Shoot. I'm like, where they coming up? Etoiles, Involis, plus one.
Follower. You see that?
Yeah, I see them. They got three. We got, shout out to the 3-year anniversary followers, the 2-year anniversary followers, the 1-year anniversary followers. Some of y'all names be popping up. And I'd be like, I didn't even know y'all was on here. It's been going on and cracking. So, can I tell y'all something? Here's what I feel like. I feel like the den gives me a false sense of security. I feel like this morning show gives me a false sense of security in the real world. Like, when you live in the realm of the den and what's in it for the black peopleness, people, it feels like you're doing a good thing. What is that?
Is that my heartbeat? No, my
Are
heart
you
doesn't beat
typing?
that fast.
Okay. What was that? That scared me. Like, all right. So I feel like I have a level of security when I'm with the what's in it for the black people. But when I feel like when I leave this bubble, it's not the same. And I feel like, quite frankly, in a lot of cases, people will treat you like they like what you say, but they don't want to be closely associated.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's like, man, you do that, say that, Maze. And when I'm around in the back, it's like we all good. You can talk about it. But when the other people come around, then it's like everybody gets uncomfortable. Right? It's like it's cool when it's just the six of us and when we're in the what's in it for the black people universe. But then when I leave it, it's like the people that even will cheer you on, when they have the opportunity to be like, he ain't crazy. Right? Like the stuff. And it was a challenge this weekend for me.
You know, of course, everything goes back, and no, I'm not in love with Italian gangsters. To The Godfather, though.
The Godfather is like just a book of life. Go ahead.
It's so well written.
Yes.
But you know what the major problem with Fredo was? When he sent him away to Vegas and he was separated from the family, he lost that connection. And that's what happens when sometimes you have groups, and I can see it in my life. And yeah, when you're all together, it's, oh, we're all great. But when they get out in the world and they're without you, and they see that, man, everybody doesn't love him, I don't want to be hated, they stray. Then you got other guys, you know, like Sonny, who'll be like, you don't like us? Pow! but you can't tell who's who until, you know, things happen.
Man, I had a moment like that. Like and you literally are describing that moment, and it was kind of crazy because it was funny to watch the people who you would have thought would have been avoiding me being like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Ding dong, the devil is gone. Like, we ain't in the same scenario. And it was just I gotta tell you, Todd, it's like it's moments like that make me just be like, I'm just tired of this. Like, some days I just want to just have a drink and just, I feel like the disses come so often and so hard, and it's like I gotta just take them, right? And it's like it's like I'm tired of being denied. I'm tired of people being like, well, Maze, we gotta have you stand in the corner until we can pull you out and tell it's okay for people to know you and know that it's okay for, and it's just like, I fight for everybody. Like,
you know what John Stoger used to tell me? Well,
God,
a young Todd Stoger, he'd say, you don't have time to be tired.
You know, and I feel you, but it's disheartening sometimes. Like, it just becomes disheartening. It becomes disheartening. And depending on where it comes from, like, sometimes it's people that you can always count on, and they're going to put a battery on your back and they're going to give you the energy to go.
Right.
And when it's them, though, that's when you just be like, whoa, what am I doing? Like, when you feel like part of what you're doing is to create a space for people to be able to stand up. And then it's like, when you get it, when they got I always feel like when you got the chance to just be like, man, I don't ever want nobody. Just don't act like I'm crazy. And I just am tired of feeling like I'm crazy for us to have the freedom to be pro us. I don't know.
You got to realize that I think that there's a lot of fear in the world. I used to always say that politicians run on fear. They're always afraid something's going to happen, and that kind of rules how they do things.
Then I guess that goes back to my point of then you have to put yourself in a position where people fear you. It can't be they respect you.
Who tells me that? President Jones. Better to be feared than loved.
Man, because I've seen like every time you, like I feel like when you try to show love, then people will turn that love. They will always find a way to make that work against you. I'm going to tell you, man.
Oh, yeah. You can give them.
I got my heart broken this weekend.
You can give them money, but you also got to let them know, I will cut you.
See, I'll be honest, man. It was tough because sometimes you just be like, wait a minute. Like, everybody? Like, everybody? Like, even the white guy that came in late? That I introduced you to?
Right.
It's tough, man. I'm gonna tell you, this wasn't for the black people fight. It some days you get put to the test. You get put to the test and you wonder, is there a value in it? Like you wonder, is there how much value in it? Because I'm gonna tell you, I would much rather just kick it. Like I feel like I'd just rather have beer and hang out with my cousin and just say skip all this whiftable stuff. Right? Because what does it essentially get you?
I'll go back to John Stoger.
More enemies.
So my dad was part of the establishment. So well hated by independents as they were back in the day instead of liberals. Independent black people all over the place. Still to this day. Some of them are dying off quick. You remember the curmudgeon? The curmudgeon.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, he that group was like, oh, he's the worst thing in the world. But my dad would work with the independents like Conrad Worrell, as he would like to tell me all the time. He'd work with them, even though they might have been beating him up on the side, because he was like, well, this is bigger than me. There's a much bigger picture. We're trying to help the group. So I can withstand their beating me up by being strong in my space.
Yeah, it's tough when you got to fight to get out the door to get to the fight, though. Right? It's tough when you got to fight to get out the door.
There's emotions involved in everything, of course.
It is. And I'm freaking human.
Right.
I'm freaking human. And it's like, it'd be like, you know, I get tired of the bad things. Like, I swear to God, for all of I can't really think of no time when I've been against the advancement of black folks.
Right.
Like, in the grand scheme of things, like anything you talking about, yeah, I don't know, man. It was tough. I think you nailed it on the head, though. I think you nailed it on the head. And it's part of the challenge that I feel like why we got to elect people in groups. Because if you don't elect people in groups, then you put them on an island and nobody wants to be the left out guy on the island, as witnessed by me. Right now, like, damn, how I'm at the island that I kind of helped make, and now I'm the odd man out on the island for some people that you just met.
Right.
It's kind of crazy. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Riis, not Riis. Todd. Riis, see that? See how long it's been? See how long it's been?
Hey, bro, I'm glad you're here, man. Let me tell you, this past weekend I went to work at my other job, and I was surrounded by Sigmas.
Oh no!
Yeah, man, it was me. You know, I was there, but you know, I represented Stone for us.
I know you did.
I represented Stone for us, but yeah, I was around the man of Blue Fight. They had,
I know how they can be.
You know,
I know.
Yeah, I wanted to get in and give them their grip, but I didn't want to. You know,
we would have gave yours right back. We would have gave yours right back.
I don't think they know it. Right.
They really don't know. Hey, shout out to DJ. Hey, it was funny too because everybody was talking to Riis and they was like, "Wait, you alpha?"
Yeah, they were like, what?
It was funny. Riis got a little personality about him, right? He got a little, like, what I've come to recognize, he's like a little social butterfly, sort of, right? Like he gonna there. Next thing you know, he wins people over. And so the bros, I'm like, why are all the bros not where they supposed to be? Why they hanging out with Riis? And Riis holding court, they talking, chilling, they going through all the things. And then I remember the moment like when it was like, he an alpha. Wait, and the twins like, wait, he an alpha? They trolled him. Riis like, they the biggest trolls in the hit. But the twins are the biggest trolls ever. And they trolled him all night. But shout out to Riis the Ruler for holding it down with all the Sigmas in the building. It was a good time.
Riis, I hope you let them know that the station would be nothing without alphas or people from the 8th Ward.
No, he was busy trying to convince them that you knew your cross state.
Yeah, man, they brought you and say, we ain't seen Todd in my state because you kept harassing them about his cross day.
Riis, I want to say there's never a gathering of Sigmas where I am not mentioned. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Man.
Y'all going to have to teach me something since y'all talk about me so much.
And we do talk a lot about you. So I'm going to read. Always go where you are celebrated. Tread lightly in places where you are tolerated. People wish they could be as free as you are. Freedom is expensive and costs more than anything. Like Jay said, people know the cost of everything and the value of nothing. Please believe that always. Keep your head up, and the only way your crown stays on. Love you, big bro. And I can I just be, this ain't like a pity party. Thank you. What your name is? What your name is be coming through with the, I got you. She be like, you know how it be like, remember that video? It'd be like, what your name is be like, hold my B. I got this. So anyway, and I don't want y'all to think it's a pity party. It's more like a day in the life of this. Like I feel like people, when they see me, sometimes they feel like they offload their stuff to me. As if there's nothing, and I feel like I'm pretty good, but I had a human moment this week. Like a human, straight up, like human moment where it's like, forget the radio, it was just a human moment. And I think sometimes we become these characters sometimes in the world that.
No, not sometimes. Everybody wears a mask. Billy Joel was right.
Yeah. And this weekend, it was just like, it wasn't all of it was just like a human moment where I truly felt like it was heartbreaking. Like, I mean, I felt like, I would say that sometimes it just gets to be a lot. It's just like brick after brick after brick after brick. And I'd be like, I got 3 million places to go, 2 million, and I really don't got to go this far to get, like, I could have stayed home and just been cool, right? And not have to, if you don't, I learned.
The movie Sex, Lies, and Videotapes has been on for like the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
You are like David Spade.
Uh-oh.
Or is it, whatever his name is.
I never saw it.
Oh, well, basically, what he goes around and he videotapes people and he asks them about their sex life. And, first they're like, but then, he's smooth and they start talking about it. You were like that. People want to come to you. They want to talk about the struggle, the things we do, but they wouldn't do that out in public. They'd only do that in the room with just you and them.
Well,
it doesn't have to make you feel good. But
I feel like
it's kind of like how the world is.
I'm tired of being a side chick. Is that would be it? Like,
yeah, you're the side chick.
Like, I'm tired of feeling like,
right.
Like everybody want to holler on the side.
You know what my friend said about the side chick?
What?
He told her.
Your friend told her. Uh-oh.
My friend told the side chick, she wasn't the side chick. She was trying to be the side chick.
Oh, she was working on becoming the side chick.
And he said, "Nah, my wife's much nastier than that."
You on the show Wednesday, Todd.
You still got to get Todd on the show for Wednesday for the shower story anyway. All right, man. Yeah, so I do think it's like I am going to have to start going with my own people. Like, I'm going to have to bring my own, or I'm going to just have to stop going. One of the two things. Either I'm going to have to go, like, I maybe have to go when you concerned. Like when I could be when you concerned about more what I think than the other people think. And maybe I got to get in the gym some more.
No, you should always bring a hype man with you. You need the guy from, with Ali. I forgot his name. You know the guy, though. The one who's always like,
rumble, young man, rumble.
Yes.
Yeah, I do feel like, because it's like, if I don't go, like, it's weird. It is a weird situation. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something. Like, I'm gonna have to, it's like, I don't be wanting to bother nobody, right? But I do feel like, when I go to some of these places, I'm often literally am the crazy man, because everybody else been practicing the other way, which is they haven't been asking what's in it for the black people. So when you go into a room and you the Bundini, right? That was who the Hunt Man.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Jamie Foxx played him. But I feel like I go into these rooms where the practitioners of the things that I have, the people who may not have seen the problems that I'm seeing, are the dominant population. So I'm usually like the crazy person. Like, here's the guy who always mad. Like, that's why I'm always greeted with like, oh, he crazy. Oh, man. Like, it's, hey, Maze, he crazy, but he be telling the truth. Well, I'm crazy, but I'm telling the truth. And so you go into these places and you go into it and I feel emboldened here, because I feel like there are people who believe in what's in it for the black people is a real question.
You know what a court jester is?
Yes.
So Dave Chappelle and Richard Pryor and even Chris Rock would be like a court jester. They are someone who tells the truth, but they tell it in a way that you will accept it. You just can't go out and say, man, you know you're a racist. But I can tell you a story where you are a racist, but you're like, huh.
People used to say that to me. Well, you know what? People used to say that to me about the show. Like, even when we first started, they would say, Maze, there's a way for you to say that without you saying it so people won't be mad at you. And it's like, but I'm the one that's mad. Like, I'm not trying to not. I feel like it don't be the person, it be the spot, right? The spot that you occupy, you are either helping or hurting in the spot. And I feel like oftentimes people want me to say it the way that they want me to say it, so it makes them feel better about a screwed up situation.
Right.
And it's like, it's screwed up and you're like literally standing on me while it's screwed up, and I'm supposed to smile and be like, can you please nicely take your foot up off my neck? Yeah, I'm tired of being crazy. That's all I gotta say. I'm just tired of being the crazy dude who all I ever want is for people to do better. That's it. I want black people to do better.
Right.
May not like my methods, but I just want them to do better. All right, Todd. I'm through with that story. But I figured you might understand, because I know you've been ostracized by people you've helped.
Oh, man, I've gone in many a room and felt like, oh, it's just me, huh? you know, and like you say, people may come by you. Are you back? I am back, I guess. Yes.
Okay. So how did you know you were
back? I'm back in some senses.
And so what do you mean?
I mean, like, I can walk in a room and everybody will be like, hey, you know, and say something. But that doesn't mean that it'll extend further than that.
Okay. Got it.
I'd have to push it, and I'm not sure if I pushed it, it'd go anywhere.
Got it. So you just kind of gingerly walk in the room and just hope nobody throws a rock.
No, because then we fighting. I may be small, but I can't be ignorant.
Yes, we know. We've heard that before. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man Todd Stoger in the building. Todd, I want to talk about the Washington, D.C. update, which normally goes at the 8 o'clock hour, but I think it's important. I'm going to run through some bullet points, and then I want to talk about this map.
Mm-hmm.
So Todd, you know that there was a map released last week or 2 weeks ago for the congressional map. So they've released the state representative, the Illinois maps. There's a fight in city council, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But then also we've got the congressional maps. And the Illinois legislature makes these maps. I think it's pretty interesting because it's like, people minimize the importance of state legislature until moments like this, where as part of probably the reason Nancy Pelosi was in town, let me just say, that's one of the things that makes, even if you got every 10 years to flex, that's the time that the General Assembly.
Oh, no, I can tell you, and I think it's an NPR story because that's what I used to listen to all the time, where one of these Republican guys, I never really remember names, but he was a businessman. He wasn't like a political operative, I don't believe. And he's sitting in his house, and he's watching something, and then he thinks, you know what? We need to win the state legislatures. And they put a full campaign out and spent all this money in the RNC. And
Alec.
Is it?
It was Alec.
Was it Alec?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And they take over like nobody's business, which is why we're really where we are now.
So the Illinois General Assembly put out a map that, in my estimation, is what the Black and Brown coalition should look like in the event, like if we accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got to read the story. Alderman Gilbert Villegas said that Latinos have chosen to make Illinois our home. Basically, the Great Brown Migration, right? Happening in Illinois, it's clear. We're being displaced. And I don't know if it's so much we're being displaced or we are somewhat being displaced, but we're also being kind of overwhelmed. Now, this isn't happening by birth, right? This is happening by migration. So they're importing people, and we've created a place that truly a sanctuary where people are coming. The great fear was that in this map and with the population, we didn't have the tremendous population loss that people thought, but it was bolstered by Asians and bolstered by Latino immigration. So the big thing was that we were going to lose a black congressional district. The preeminent thought was that we were going to lose a black congressional district to a Latino because in the way that our minds have been programmed, everything rotated around what the white people wanted, and then the black people and the Latinos had to figure out what happened.
What's left, right?
Well, essentially, now with a new leadership team in Springfield, and I think there's a dynamic here that we got to pay attention to that comes with age and wisdom and old and new, because the map that the people in Springfield drew created the space for Latinos in creating a Northwest Side Latino district, congressional district, while forcing two white folks to fight each other to remain in place, that being Maria Newman and Sean Caston.
Right.
Now,
the outskirts.
If that is the way the Black and Brown coalition, in my estimation, is supposed to work, and I'm going to tell you that you got a black Speaker of the House who has wrapped himself around the Latino community or woven it in, right, and recognized that the coalition to make the black speaker did not come from the white guy got out of the way, but it was the Black and Brown coalition that elected a black speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, the moderates were over on their side saying, nope, we don't think they can pull it together. Now, coming out of that, the benefit was that the Latinos got an additional congressional district drawn for them that coincidentally intakes the other side of the Chewy. So there's the Chewy Latinos, and then there's the I don't know who we're going to organize them under, but let's say Gil Villegas represents so Gil, Iris Martinez, Raboyes, they're more of the traditional loyalists. I mean, more traditional, not traditional, more progressive in the Latino space, right? So in the congressional situation, and then what they did was they took the black components of Marie Newman and split them among Danny Davis's district and Robin Kelly's district, thus making them stronger black congressional districts.
I was wondering how they're going to do that.
Well, think about it. The center of universe, the center of gravity changed when Lipinski and Madigan went. The map would have initially been drawn to protect Lipinski first.
Right.
Madigan would have drawn a map that would have protected Lipinski first. Then would have went to would have accommodated the Latinos, would have taken one of our districts, which is what the conventional plan was.
20 years ago, I would say that the speaker would let the congressional delegation kind of figure out what they wanted to do, and then he was like, all right, I don't care.
But I would say that when he saw a shifting dynamic and him and Chewy had made the coalition was built to protect Chewy. The speaker might have said it, but he would have given the power or the lean in that space to Chewy and his representatives.
Right. I
Right?
can see that.
So he would have said, I'll let you work it out, Chewy, how you want to work it out. And if they...
But that wouldn't have been 20 years ago. That's 20 years ago. Remember, I'm old now.
Now, traditionally, and the premise would have been that Chewy, knowing that that Lipinski was untouchable, would have had to take it from us.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So now, guys, what you just saw, kudos to the Illinois General Assembly.
So I really haven't looked at the map. So the map for Danny Davis goes further west.
I believe. And I got to look at the map. But it takes in more it takes in more of the city. So essentially it kicks Marie Newman out of the city.
Oh.
So they take the black and the brown that's in the city and bolster them with black folks. Now, let me help you understand that also protects us for 10 years, right? Whereas there was a thought that Danny Davis's district...
Oh, I thought it was through.
Everybody thought it was through. However, now we've got this working coalition where the white folks find themselves on the outside, right? Because now Marie Newman, who has no seniority, who comes from nowhere, was upset because the map was drawn to not protect her and put her in with a veteran white person, Sean Caston.
Well, 20 years ago, same thing happened, but downstate. The Democrats tend to, in the end, have to eat each other.
So, but look who they made eat each other. Normally, we would see black people eating each other or black and brown folks eating each other with the tie going to the Latinos. In this case, they made the two white folks eat each other, and the white folks can't believe that it happened that way. Look, we're going to continue talking about this. When we come back, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're talking the Illinois General Assembly, the congressional map. Plus, did you see Adam Kinzinger got rewarded for sticking with the Democrats? We're going to pay attention to that, too.
Right.
It is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTDPM.
What's up, everybody? It's the green side of things. It's your man Sadiq.
And Cassiopeia.
And we need you to like,
comment,
and share. We need you to do it right now and join us at our new day and time, Wednesdays
from 1 to 3 p.m.
on What's in It for the Black People Media.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:32 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. In sports, the Chicago Blackhawks lose 6-3 to the Detroit Red Wings as they are still winless in the season. Over to the NFL, It was a bear down beatdown yesterday as the Bears lose a lot to a little to Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 1 hour. Outbound to O'Hare is 37 minutes on the Eden. Deerfield to Exchange is 1 hour and 8 minutes. Exchange back out to Deerfield will be 51 minutes. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 1 hour. Back out to Thorndale will be 46 minutes. On the Stevenson accident, so from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 1 hour and 8 minutes. Outbound will be 42 minutes. The Bishop Ford, also an accident. I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 53 minutes, 38 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan has an accident toward the Loop, so it's 25 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, there's an accident. 55th to Jackson will be 15 minutes. Back out to Jackson will be 8. Clear on the north side of things, but it's still from Randolph to Bryn Mawr will be 10 minutes, and Bryn Mawr back out to Randolph will be 14. Today's weather is currently 50 and raining. Today will be a high of 54 and a low of 48. Expect rain from the morning throughout the early afternoon. I'm Riis the Ruler. Here is So Good here on The Maze Jackson Show.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day in your body got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on, girl, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. And big shout out to my man Milton Ingram. Shout out to the 1,000 stars you just sent. I want to send a note out to our seniors too, because you know what? Alfred Ivy sent us a check helping us fund. If you all are interested in, donating, we're going to put the Cash App and all of that good stuff up in the Zelle. But if you are interested in mailing us a check, I know all those people listening on WBGX, if you appreciate us and you feel like you want to make a donation, please mail to 2907 South Wabash. That's 2907 South Wabash, Unit 201, Chicago, Illinois, 60616. That's WIIFTBP Media. What's in it for the Black People Media? 2907 South Wabash, Unit 201, Chicago, Illinois, 60616. Thank you to the Emisor de Estrellas, Milton Ingram. What the date this month? Are we sweat on Spanish or something? What is going on with our badges today? Y'all French.
That day that we was playing around with our names and we were trying to get into it, Facebook, the algorithm, you know how you'll say something on your phone and next thing you know it pop up? That day we was saying, I was one, you know what I'm saying?
Allez-vous pensez? They like, they talking French. Oh, well, this might be Spanish. All right, y'all. All my joints always wind up back to the Jamaican Chinese mix, right? All right. So, Todd, so more about the map. So let me back up. What I think is dope is that for the first time that I can remember, the white people have to fight each other for survival in the Democratic Party. Talk to me about how does something like that happen when Marie Newman versus Sean Caston, and both of them white folks are shocked. They're like, why would y'all put us together?
I'm not surprised they're shocked there.
I mean, she's a first-term congressman. What sense of privilege should she have now? She's junior.
I think part of it is the delegation. It's like we can't give up Danny Davis's, district. There's got to be 3 black districts, or there's going to be trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Yeah, black people make trouble when they really want to.
But let me ask the question: do you think that who makes the trouble, Todd? Because I guess my question is, who would in this remap process, who would be fighting to protect Danny Davis's district? Well, Danny Davis.
Let me put it like this: as time has gone on, and I've looked at elections, and when Republicans get elected, you know what the biggest fear of the Democrats is? Black people staying home. You got to keep them engaged, and they probably feel it's better to have Danny Davis, even more in his district, to help keep people engaged.
Okay. Do you think what I thought was important about it though?
What?
I thought that was important also for the future. For the future. In that we got 10 years to get it together. Because if they would have compromised that district, they actually made it blacker. Right? I don't know how long. You think Danny Davis goes another 10?
No. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so.
I mean, why don't you think so?
I think that as the older he gets, the more people look at you and they start to say, all right, you're old. We're coming at you hard. Somebody in his district will say that.
Well,
and with a new district and new people, shoot, everybody will be gunning. Yeah.
So it's curious. It'll be interesting to see. What I thought was good about it was that no shade to Danny Davis, but post Danny Davis. Right? Like we still have a chance to uphold it. Like my thing is, Todd, I said last week, leadership skipped a black generation. And that's my generation.
I remember you saying that before, yeah.
And my biggest concern was that in the skip of our generation, that white folks could fill that gap and they could put another white congressman there. What I am excited about in this map is that some young whippersnapper, and I hope that it's somebody young. I don't think we need to go backwards because I don't know that. I think I've been more convinced than ever that I don't think that we can send people that have grown up in the system the way that it is.
Really? I was thinking they need some strapping 59-year-old.
See, and I feel like some strapping 59-year-old is probably not thinking freedom.
I'm hurt.
Right. No. Oh, you're thinking for yourself. Well, you still got.
I don't even live in that district.
I've become more and more convinced that I do not know that I will invest any more time or energy in my. I'm not gonna say in the growth of my generation. Right. Like I think that I have like. I don't know that collectively we've learned. I feel like we are the you weren't here when we had the president of the police board and I was talking about what was that movie? What's the name of that movie, Riis? With the animals when they was in the zoo and they get released in the wild.
Oh, Madagascar.
So I feel like our generation are the Madagascar animals, right? The lions and animals that thought we was like doing our thing, but we was in the zoo. I mean, we was always in the zoo. And the real world is like lions and tigers and bears and all of that stuff. And so the Ruthies and the Riises.
Man, that is on point.
The Ruthies and the Riises and those young millennials who I'm like, kind of like, man, they tripping.
It's like being the valedictorian of a high school that doesn't teach you a lot, and then you go to a big university, and then you're like, holy moly, I'm struggling.
And, yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that my generation, I want to say the mantle of leadership has passed. And I don't know that I want to invest too much more in going backwards. Like, I feel like we got a lot of people that are ideal and blah, 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 blah. But I don't know that our idea of success can be separated from how we've been brought up. And whereas in the civil rights generation, they knew who the enemy was.
Uh-huh.
In our generation, we've confused who the enemy is. And it's all mixed up. And most of our beef really is internal. Like, if you look at my generation, everything is kind of directed internally. Right? Like, there's a competition.
You mean infighting?
Yes. Like, the enemy is, because we were trying to achieve this dream.
Right.
That now it seems like the wall is getting narrower and narrower, so people are getting more desperate to get out, as compared to growing and spending my time and energy with a generation that is interested in not what I'm doing, but recognizing that the enemy is not anybody black.
Right.
And it's like I was thinking about the mayor, your mayor, right? And just in dealing with him and telling him what he needs to do and blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, am I really feeding him back into this system of, right, like, all the stuff that we needed to do, how has it worked out? Right? Like, I feel like we done followed all the rules. I done did everything the right way, supposed to do it the right way. That didn't work. What's the matter?
Well, if you look at the villages, and, I didn't live out there, but I spent a lot of time there in the last 20 to 30 years. They all seem to be islands on themselves. The mayors are in it for their village and nothing else. Their ties to the state reps and state senators is not strong. I mean, like, they can get things out of them, but they're not all part of the same group. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's got to change. There's got to be some kind of strong force that brings people together out there. I mean, they have a group, but from what people tell me, and I only know what people tell me, the mayor's group was good for parties, but not for politics.
Or power. Because remember, I told you the whole premise is to keep us partying with no power.
Right.
And yeah, it's like even when I talk to the mayor, and I probably shouldn't be, but it's like when you hear his level of determination and what he's interested in and what he's trying to do, I'd be like, man, did you go to the golf outing? Man, I ain't had time for no golf outing. Ain't nobody trying to be at the same. And I just don't know that. I just don't know that my generation actually has the leadership needed to navigate this space. And when I say my generation, I'm talking about, I really think we got to start working on 20 to 30 year olds. Like, we got to start working on the 20, at least that 29, that 30, that 20, 25 to 30. Like, our start in life is at 50. 45, 50 is when you first see your first chunk of change or your first something or your first lick of power. And if at 50, you are just now getting your first lick of power.
That's the black thing. That's always been that way.
But Todd,
not that I'm saying that's right.
But Todd, I understand that. But it's like, so now you got somebody who is unexposed, and your senior statesmen or your elders are looking like everything is brand new, and they trying to grab as compared to trying to build. And it's like, you not building, you don't see yourself if you're like if you in your 50s right now and you are our leadership, you looking at your success, your exit plan. If you are 30, you looking like, dang, I still got my whole runway ahead of me.
Right.
And I'm trying, like, if I got to be oppressed for 20 more years, whereas for us, we've grown up this way, so we know it. Like, this is the way it's supposed to be. And I was just watching.
Never felt that way, but I get you.
I'm watching watching these black legislators in Springfield who, quite frankly, aren't so much connected the way that they would. Because if you think about it, if they were, who would have called them and told them, get in line and we need to vote for the white boy? Think about if you think about this. If left to our devices, if it wasn't a new generation of disconnected politicians, I can almost guarantee you the black people would have been telling, if them state reps was tied all the way through, somebody would have been calling them and say, you better do what they tell you to do.
Yeah, but the world is different in the sense that there's more color. I mean, when people like to complain about what didn't happen in the 60s and the 70s, well, yeah, you got 5 people up against 113. It's pretty hard to get what you want. But now the numbers are different. And you can still be part of something, but not be a slave to something outside of your group.
I got you.
Your strength is in your group.
I agree. I think our strength is you got to recognize that, though. And I feel like my generation, we were taught that our strength is in being aligned with the white folks.
And that goes back to the point I was making before about when you get far away, sometimes you forget that your group is your strength. And I think I saw that with some people in Springfield at times.
Well, I mean, I think you see
from our
it.
group.
I mean, I think once you get to, and that's part of the trick of the devil. To get you to Springfield or get you to wherever you at and disconnect you from your roots so that you are now wayward. But the challenge that is the connection to your roots sometimes ties you back to the house, right? Because if your roots is in the plantation, right, you're going to be at the plantation. And I'm not calling anybody a slave. I don't want to make that. But I do think that I don't know that I can invest backwards anymore. Like, no shade to anybody, and I don't have any axe to grind, but I think even just watching this weekend and being like, in our generation, our instinct is to be warming in the house. It's nobody wants to be out. Nobody wants that struggle, that fight. And so as I was looking at this map, I think the great part of what I saw is like, Todd, I've been a party loyalist forever, and not party loyalist, but a order guy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we only see the order when it benefits. Like, I feel like how do you put it? The rules of the game, if they stay the same across the board, then everybody knows how to play. But when the rules of the game change based on the person, not the game, then we lose. Mm-hmm. And I feel like so many times it's the rules except for when it's your people. As compared, so then it makes everybody go everywhere and do whatever they want to do because it ain't no law. It ain't no rules. It ain't no respect to the game. Nobody honors where they came from, none of that.
Right.
And so that disconnect, we had Joe Ferguson on here last week.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Ferguson, we asked him, were we being underserved by was the black community being underserved by its politicians? And he was like, yes. Unequivocal. I couldn't even get the question. He's like, yes. And you know what he said?
What?
He said, because you all don't use your collective power. It's like everybody's got their one-off.
Uh-huh.
But they don't recognize that you can make it all better you have tremendous, massive power. Right?
That's why I say it's a little different maybe in this regime. But I would say that when Rahm was the mayor, there should have been a point where he wanted something and everybody voted no. Just to let him know.
But again, wouldn't. You couldn't even suggest that right now.
And the power
And
you
in
have,
our generation,
because you know how it is with the chairmanship stuff. The power is everybody else is like, I'm happy with you in your chair spot. We're all going to vote no. And if he tries to offer me something, I'm like, no.
But
this is the group.
And the challenge is, I don't think that it's just like the preacher. Somebody could convince the preacher that this is you're better than black people. You're smarter than all the rest of them. So you write the letter for Ram, and then you can bring the. I just feel like I don't know that in my generation that you could count on someone not taking it. I just don't. I don't.
I'm not doubting you either, because we all leave. Sorry, the Black Caucus meetings in downstate, and everybody say we're going to go this way, and you get up there and people start voting, and all of a sudden it's like, what happened?
Because they can always convince you that it's safer to be with the white folks, and I'm saying that this map to me would have never happened if we would have been following the old people. Like, I'm telling you, Lipinski, Danny Davis would have been out. They would have gave somebody else Danny Davis would have been able to protect himself, and they would have been like, Danny is straight, but we get it in 2 years or in 4 years when he's out. And I'm just saying that this map, to me, was the first time that I saw it play out properly. Like, where I saw black folks and where the black Latinos got their power at not the expense of black people. And I think that is a 180-degree difference from what we would have seen even 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Think about it. I mean, shoot, a year ago. If this remap process would have been during Madigan, Marie Newman would have got mapped out. They would have done whatever they could have to protect Chewy. And they would have protected the white Irishman, who is the most shrinking population.
No, I think you're right. The power structure, and power is an interesting thing. It's not always about numbers. It's about how much money you can raise. The power structure was totally different than it is today.
Also, I thought it was important that you all check out the fact that they paid Adam Kinzinger back for standing with the Democrats while remaining a Republican, being the only person. So they mapped him into a district with Darren LaHood. There was a point in which he was going to be...
they have to run against each other?
They're going to have to run against each other. But Adam Kinzinger's raised hundreds of millions or tens of millions of dollars in his anti-Trump stance.
And it's
Darren
more
LaHood,
friendly to him, too, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Darren LaHood is way more... has been a vocal Trump supporter. So pay attention. Nancy Pelosi, who, quite frankly, Adam Kinzinger was mentioned as a potential gubernatorial candidate. So JB gets a load off from that. Also pay attention to the fact that Rodney Davis got his own district that was solidly Republican. Talking to...
I remember that name. What did he do?
Well, Rodney Davis, he's a congressman.
But he must have done something.
Yeah, he was speaking up. He was potential mention for governor, a variety of races.
Oh.
Actually, they were the person, like, if you talk to labor, they would say that he was the primary candidate that they thought could beat JB.
Oh.
In a one-on-one when you look at the poll.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you saw that they then eliminated JB's competition as well. And uniquely, they created a new congressional district, an open seat that many believe will go to Democratic insider, former head of purchasing for the entire nation, Nikki Budzinski, who was also the right hand to Governor J.B. Pritzker. She's a downstater labor candidate. She'll be taking in a district that will have a big chunk of black folks in it. It's going to have East St. Louis. It'll have Champaign and Decatur, right? So when you think about that independent map being drawn, I would tell you that map was probably drawn specifically for her.
Uh-huh.
Right? So that she can win it. So check out. So I think there's a lot to look at in this map. But I think the thing that I want to point out to is the contrast in how the legislators worked together to solidify the black and brown power. It was just crazy. And the only person that got hurt in this really was the white people. Right? You got a liberal white woman have to face off against a liberal white dude. I bet y'all wish y'all would have stayed, mind y'all business while y'all busy endorsing people, Congress people, and endorsing county candidates. You probably should have just stayed in your own lane. While you running around here talking about who qualified for what? Congressional candidates endorsing in county races. What's that got to do with anything, Todd? And now you got a remap on your hands.
Congressmen used to
mind their business.
Congressmen used to try to become powerhouses, but those
How'd
kind of
that
days
work out?
it hasn't worked out well since Bill Dawson.
All right, y'all. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Riis, we're going to take a quick break because I got to go to the bathroom. And when we come back, TMI, we're going to talk about the flip side of this. Oh, thank you to everybody from WBGX. Don't forget, 2907 South Wabash, Unit 201, 60616. If you want to mail us a check, we'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBPM.
Mace Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I be done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't. You don't like that? Yeah, I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right. Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:02 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. In sports, the Chicago Blackhawks lose 6-3 to the Detroit Red Wings as they are still winless in the season. And it was a bear down, beat down yesterday as the Bears will lose a lot to a little to Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 57 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 33 on the Edens. Inbound from Deerfield to Exchange is an hour. Exchange back out to Deerfield is 51 minutes. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is an hour and 3 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 47 minutes. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is an hour and 4 minutes. Outbound will be 42 minutes. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 51 minutes, 40 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 25 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 14 minutes. Jackson back out to 55th will be 8. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 15. Over the weather, it is currently 50 and thunderstorming. Today will be a high of 50 and a low of 46. Expect rain from now to the early afternoon. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Interstellar with on the Maze Jackson Show.
Interstellar mode. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Yeah, now I know there's no time for pretend. Yeah, I come alive in the moonlight. See me shooting across the skies. Don't you know stars were born to fly? I've been searching, crowding, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths, far from you, in my space, in a stellar mode. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Did it all in spite of the hate. Every time they said that again. Nebula, they run through my veins. Every molecule in the trance. Senses feeling some kind of strange. Damn, I think my name's Spider-Man. Jump out the window and swing for the dreams that just might be. Never gonna let go. No, to the man in the mirror look like me. Drifting through the cosmos, oh, far away from your lies. I realign all my goals. That's a constellation of mine. Yeah, I've been searching, crawling, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths, far from you, in my space, in a stellar mode.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis, and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppressed, it's all wrong.
On the count of three.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got one man, Todd Stoger in the building, plus DJ Riis the Ruler in the building. I don't know if y'all saw that. Did y'all see my mic just came disconnected right before we went live? It's like to dive down on the floor, put it in, and go hard. Can't stop me, man. They be trying to do their thing. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Riis, open up the phone lines, man. Put them phones on. Let me talk to the peoples. If y'all feel like coming in, y'all call Todd. Tell him what's up, too. You know what I'm saying? If y'all missed, y'all ain't miss him. But anyway, Todd, we talked about what's going on with the congressional maps, and I think it was a perfect time to draw a contrast as to what's going on with the city maps. Whereas I feel like the congressional maps were collaborative and the state representative maps were collaborative, I think that when we get to the city council, it makes us go right back to why I don't think our generation, why I just think we got too many entrenched things in us that it's part of the reason why I think I got to start moving towards a younger generation. So, whereas they figured out a way to make it happen in the congressional and in the House and Senate, they cannot seem to figure it out at City Council. Did you see the Latino caucus submitted a map that took away 2 black wards?
Yes.
And created a Chinese ward, and actually took the 34th ward from the north side of this, from the south side, and put it basically in the middle of the north side. Again, Latino caucus chairman Gilbert Villegas said Latinos have chosen Illinois. Now, they do agree that this is a starting point to negotiate.
Right.
Whereas the chairman of the Chicago Aldermanic Black Caucus, Jason Irvin, says that he is determined to maintain 18 wards and has submitted that the map is unconstitutional. Also quoted in the story, Victor Riis, name sounds familiar, back in the mix. In case you don't know, Victor was the key negotiator in the last remap, at least at the state level, to collaborate. And in addition, that was the map where Uno got $100 million to let us keep our stuff, and then they built their schools and came back 10 years later. And here we are again, and now they got their schools and they getting ready to get our joints.
They did pretty well.
They did very well. Todd?
You know, I contribute part of that too is when Victor Riis left City Hall, they had a party for him, and the mayor said, if you want to anybody, Victor knows everything. So basically,
he basically blessed him and said, if you want to get, and in spite of everything, no matter how many times that people get in trouble around him, no matter what happens, he stays in the mix.
Yes.
No matter what. Like, I'm just telling you, if you was black and that was you, you'll be gone.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
have been banished to hell. He making more money than anybody. But who am I to hate on his money? Here's a challenge, though, Todd. The Latinos have lined up a powerhouse killer squad, and they are loaded to bear. Because they're going to get... And what they did was they got all of their people what they wanted, and then said, we're going to add to our crew.
They're loaded for bear, but yeah.
Loaded, what'd I say?
Two
Loaded
bear.
Loaded for bear. Todd?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, they want to get rid of the 34th ward. They want to take not get rid of it. They want to take the 34th ward from the far south side and move it to the north side because they say that the white and Latino population has exploded in the city. And so there needs to be a ward that encapsulates where the white people go. And now remember, the map starts at the center of the city, downtown, and branches out. So that's where you get your population.
Right.
And so where we thought that the 34th ward would turn into a Latino ward.
Uh-huh. Really?
Yeah, I thought that they were going to just move more people. So Carrie Austin is weak because of her federal issues and all types. Plus, she lost the most population. Right? So you would think that...
Where's the Latinos around her, though?
going to the 10th ward. Right? So if you think, and like you got to think like that.
You got to go through the 9th ward to get there.
And you get some of that too.
You
take, because Anthony Beale could come back east. He could come back east, or he could come back some east. So, but let's say they just take, because if you take 34 out, those 40,000 people got to get split 9, whatever. So you take that and you move it to the, but think about the first part of this. Think about the black alderman with the most seniority having their ward eliminated. That's the first thing. Just think about the gravity of proposing that the alderman with the most seniority lose their ward completely. And quite frankly, Alderman Austin is not in a position to protect it. I feel like they was like, the antelope that's wounded, that's it right there.
Right.
You lagging behind, you got a federal case, you done lost all your people. Ordinarily, they would be bending to make sure she got straight, and they would be taking from someone else. But it shows, now the Latinos are saying it has nothing to do with her federal issues. But what we do know is that, what did Ram tell us? Never let a good crisis go to waste.
Right.
Solve that issue right there. Because who's going to fight who's going to be standing up on TV talking about, I'm fighting? Because every time you say they're going to run a story right next to you saying she's the subject of a federal, right? It also alleviates a situation for the mayor because she was going to step down. And then the mayor would have to appoint someone ideally for her, but now that the mayor's got this budget flying through, she ain't got to honor nothing. Okay? So we got to look at that first. Then what you got to look at is the fact that they are willing to take the 11th ward, Bridgeport, the home of the Dailies, untouchable. Like, I still think of Lenard Clark, right? Riding his bicycle, getting stomped out through Bridgeport, and untouchable in a year's past. Todd, they talking about turning Bridgeport, and it's what's so crazy is the Bridgeport people did the same thing to Eddie Acevedo 4 years ago when they remapped him out and threw him out. The Bridgeport guys threw him out for Theresa Ma, because they realized the growing Chinatown, and now they're about to be the victim of, well, according to the Latinos, the victim of their own program. Now, you also got to think, though, that the Latinos propose that they lose. Like, they built the army that's now about to eat them.
True.
Right? They built the army. Now, can you imagine the city of Chicago without an elected daily? I don't know. I mean, I can imagine it, but I'm just saying, like, there's a time when you would have never thought that would even be possible.
Right.
Like, seriously. The only other thing left to do is bust up the 13th ward.
No. Whoa, wait a minute. If I got this right, this is the first time there hasn't been a Cullerton in, like, 100 years or something.
Yes, Todd, yes. And so even as the Latinos are recognizing their power, right? The Latinos are like, yo, let's submit the first map and make everybody work off of us.
Right.
Because they know that to start with negotiate, now that we might come back, but we'll be thankful if they give them back to us. Todd, here's what my question. Do you think that we have a strong enough negotiating team to protect the black interest, political black interest? So let me tell you the lineups. Lineup for the Latinos includes Frank Calabrese. Do you know Frank? You should be watching him. Frank is now probably one of the preeminent.
I feel like I know him. What's he do?
He is, well, now he's a consultant, but he's one of the preeminent population map guys. He's making all the projections.
Uh-huh.
Victor Riis, political operative, always lurking in the background, known assassin, practitioner of the dark arts, and unlimited Rolodex.
Right.
Bert Odelson, widely regarded by some as one of the most smart election lawyers in the country. Todd, he was your right-hand man. He was your consigliere when you were the county board president.
He was my parliamentarian.
Oh.
And he was...
Consigliere is what I called it. Don't never contradict me
in front of the public, right? There's go back to the Godfather.
There we go, back to the Godfather.
Yeah, but I'll skip all that and go to Florida. Bert was on the Bush side in the Florida Chad case.
The Shad, not Chad. Shad, hanging shads.
No, Chad Johnson. No, I'm just kidding. Right.
So, no, but Bert Odelson is widely regarded as one of the best top election attorneys in the country. So you understand he was the person that argued the case that the hanging shads got. He argued the case. Democratic operative, but as always for white folks, when the Republicans offered him the most money, he went to them and got George Bush president. If you watch the movie, he's in the movie.
He said that the Democrats didn't call him, the Republicans did, so he's like, okay.
Exactly. And so that's their team. Todd, I'm going to put this screen up because I want you to see our team. Let me tell you who our team is. Our team includes Clinton Davis. I'm going to put his profile up. But Clinton Davis, let me just tell you a little bit about him. Did I lose him? Oh, I lost him. But Clinton Davis is a civil lawyer from Verdoliak and Associates.
Oh.
Running the MAP program. Graduated from law school in 2015.
Oh, is he not young?
Graduated from the law school in 2015 and has been a practitioner of private civil cases primarily. But because they knew we was going to talk smack, he was recently hired as the lead attorney for the Black Caucus to negotiate our piece of the map. You ever heard of that before, Todd?
Well, I will say.
So I'm not going to hate on the brother getting the opportunity.
Right.
But Todd, I got to tell you, the challenge becomes, do we have the lineup for the fight? Do we have the lineup for the fight?
Who else is in there?
So we got Clinton Davis. We got Ed Mullen. You ever heard of Ed Mullen? Veteran attorney. I believe that, let me see if I can I'll pull up all of their profiles in a minute. But Ed Mullen is an experienced litigator who has represented clients from individuals and small businesses to Fortune 100 companies. He's handled lawsuits from employment discrimination, election, civil rights, breach of contract, etc. Not sure if that's who we want our fate in. And then our attorney, Brendan Schiller, who is leading the Black Caucus charge. Why did you smile, Todd? Now, I just want you to know, because it was kind of crazy to me, because I put up the pictures.
Well, at least he's an insider.
But here's the challenge. Let's just, did you see the picture, though, I put, while we are losing ours, while our shirts are being lost, he on Instagram at the poker tournament in Vegas. That's him, right there.
Hey, made $33,000.
Spending our future in Vegas. Now, this, I'm not tripping. I guess what they say when I say I'm not tripping, I mean I'm tripping. So, let me just, I'm going to show you the other attorneys.
I wonder what the buy-in was.
Todd, I feel like our fate is often, here, I'm going to let you see. Guys, I'm going to show you the other attorney. Bucktown Law, Ed Mullen, Esquire. That's the attorney that will be representing the Black Caucus. Oh, Todd, you still looking to see when it comes.
Oh. Well, that's interesting, black man.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know that we're actually ready to rock and roll. Let me, I'm gonna pull up Clinton Davis. And my concern, no shade to Mr. Davis, is that the reality is, and you said, Todd, at least he's an insider. Hold on. You said at least he's an insider. And I guess my challenge is, how does that work for us? Like, y'all got to understand, so this is the same attorney. Mr. Schiller is the same attorney who was involved when the black folks got put out the cannabis stuff, but all of his licenses won.
That's awful.
No, I'm just saying, like, remember when we had the whole big fight and I was talking about the white lawyer and the cannabis and the black people that was signed up, and I'm not tripping on nobody on the cannabis. I'm out that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all done whooped me up on it. But the reality is, everybody knew what would happen eventually. So the Black Caucus hired this gentleman who's at the poker tournament to represent our interests. So it's him. Take that picture down. We got Mr. Ed Mullen, who I showed you. And then we have Mr. Clinton P. Davis, who's an attorney at the Verdoliak Law Group. In 2015, after receiving his Juris Doctorate, he's an experienced practicing civil rights litigation and criminal defense, but currently focuses on civil litigation.
He's a litigator.
So the last time we had this fight, it was a $40 million remap process. And I told y'all we needed to file a case just because some law firm. But just think about the fact that the $40 million because it's going to be a lawsuit.
Always.
There's going to be a lawsuit. And the people that are going to win from the lawsuit for black folks
are the lawyers?
Will be the Verdoliak Law Firm. Hold on. What's the other one? The Bucktown Law. Our defense is in the hands of the Verdoliaks. Think about the gravity of that. Think about the gravity of black people's lead attorney. And I'm not tripping on the brother at all. But there's some irony in this situation. In the fact that, and I told you, if I was like besides the Chicago Legal Network, right? Man, them Verdoliak commercials, they'll get you $50 million for a car. I told you to call them when that bus ran you over. But is there any irony to that, though? And then Brendan Schiller, who's the black dude, the white dude, who has the law practice that the Black Caucus decided they were going to announce the Black Agenda from. Do you understand why I be so frustrated sometimes, y'all? Like, do you I wish the best for everybody. But our hands are in the my man is our future in Chicago is on the line right now. Our future in Chicago. Oh my goodness, I done messed up the camera. That's our imagery. That's our imagery. I don't know. This is why I feel like we gotta. I just don't know if I'm wasting my time anymore. Like, really? Like, and I'm gonna tell you, somebody is on the phone right now talking about me being crazy. Right now. Somebody is do y'all understand the gravity of, and I don't have no ill will for somebody playing poker. Not at all. But I do feel like I want at least the appearance, the feeling that until this is done, you have no other priorities but to make sure that we win in this match.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that you can't have any fun, but that does not instill confidence in me. And I cannot say, am I crazy to be thinking like, how could the how could we be represented by the Verdoliak law firm as black folks without even tripping on the Verdoliak law firm? Like, I don't want to begrudge that brother his opportunity, right, to have this unique opportunity. And maybe there's no black law firms with no black litigators nowhere else in the city. But you trying to tell me we ain't got no... Yeah. It is not lost on me that the Verdoliak law firm is representing the Black Caucus. How does that work? Am I being petty? Because I know I've been known to be petty.
Oh, no, I would wonder where he came from. I mean, did they say, well, let's talk to Verdoliak about this? Or
And I think somebody said, because he was after. They had already hired Brendan Schiller and Bucktown Law. I got to say, somebody looked around and was like,
we need a black guy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That Ninja Maze is going to be on TV, on the radio, talking about they already took the cannabis licenses. Does anybody find that ironic? It's the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Am I being petty?
I don't think you're being petty. I think it's important, even in this age, it's important for people who look like us to be out in front.
Todd, it's the same thing as me waking up and saying that the Black Caucus is represented by a white woman in PR. Right? And like, cuz even if
yeah, you tell me any industry where we are represented at the numbers of our population. And, you know, once you get past entertainment, I saw a meme a guy put up where 4 self-made billionaires. So it was Rihanna, Jay-Z, Tyler Perry. That's only 3. And somebody else who I can't think of right now. Oh, Steve Harvey.
Oprah.
No, it was Steve Harvey.
Okay, what about him?
He was touting that they were self-made billionaires. And I have nothing against that, but my problem with it is that out of that group, and I guess you could throw in Michael Jordan and Oprah, but out of all that group, you tell me somebody who's not part of entertainment. There's no financiers. There's no lawyers.
Right.
We are subjugated to one group to be hyper successful.
And like, we don't get sports betting. They don't see us. I just don't think they see us as equal. And I don't think that we see ourselves as equal. Like, to me, you search high and low. You go across the country if you got to. But so if we lose 3 wards or 2 wards, what do the white people lose? They don't got no skin in the game. I mean, I'm saying like that.
Mm-hmm. LeBron, thank you.
I just
for hiring Rich Paul.
Right. I just don't know that we see ourselves as worthy.
Right.
I don't think that we allow ourselves the opportunity to grow with each other. I'm going to talk about this, though, because is it wrong for the Verdoliaks? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is it wrong for what you think Harold Washington would say? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. We'll be back when we come back. Also want to let you all know that tonight
Take the money, but vote for me.
There is a town hall meeting tonight for Section 3 businesses and DBE businesses regarding HUD contracting. We want to tell you about that. It's tonight at the JLM Center. We'll give you the information a little bit later as well. But call me. Am I crazy? Like, Verdoliak is representing the Black Caucus in our interest to stay. And wasn't they the people that tried to run us about this mud? We'll talk about it more when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIFTBPM.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:33 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. In sports, the Chicago Blackhawks lose 6-3 to the Detroit Red Wings as they are still winless. It was a beat-down, bear-down yesterday as the Bears would lose a lot to a little to Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop, 55 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 31. On the Eden Deerfield to Exchange will be an hour. Exchange back out to Deerfield is 40 minutes. The Eisenhower Thorndale to the Loop, 54 minutes. Back out to Thorndale, 46. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is an hour. Outbound will be 39 minutes. The Bishop Ford I-80 out to the Dan Ryan will be 43 minutes. 33 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 22 minutes to the Loop, 14 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 15 minutes. Jackson back out to 55th will be 8. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr will be 9 minutes. Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 18 minutes. Today's weather is currently 50 and raining. Today will be a high of 55 with a low of 48. I'm Riis the Ruler, and now here's terrorism here on the Mays Jackson Show.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gonna tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wilding with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in a part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism. 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 Terrorism.
You are listening to the Mays Jackson Show. I was busy looking at this email. Look, all right, y'all been asking me to read the name of the alderman who wrote the letter to sign the letter for Rahm Emanuel to be
ambassador.
They were signed by Alderman Jason Irvin in the 28th, Michael Scott of the 24th, Greg Mitchell of the 7th, Howard Brooken of the 21st, Michelle Harris of the 8th, Stephanie Coleman of the 16th, Alderman Walter Burnett of the 27th, Emma Mitz of the 37th, and Anthony Bill of the 9th. Yep, sucks. I was having a conversation this weekend with some friends who are supporters of Rom and remain such. And I was trying to explain to them, like, man, bro, I understand that y'all got a relationship different, quote unquote. But sometimes you got to stand in solidarity with your people. And I feel like Rom courted and built a lot of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe, it's one of the things I was telling my friends. I say, don't ask your friends to walk an unnecessary plank.
Right.
And I'm sure that somebody from Rom's camp went to all of these aldermen, looked and said, here are our people, who can we sign? And I realized that, I'm the king of never forget your friends. But I do think that sometimes it's too easy for our elected officials to ignore their people. And I just feel like that was one of them things where it's like, not like, who gonna check me, boo? But like, all them Negroes just forget. And I just, like, regardless, I was talking to, as a matter of fact, a mentor this weekend who was trying to explain it to me. And I was just like, it's like, bro, I get everything. But there's one of them things, like, there's sometimes you gotta be like, nah, dog, I can't do it. We got a friend, plays basketball with us. Told me, he said, man, I was cool with Rom all the way through the whole, you dig? He texted me and said, could you send out a tweet for me saying how good I am or blah, blah, blah. He was like, man, you my man, but I can't do that. Right. Like, dog, I can't do that.
Uh-huh.
Like, I mean, I understand where you sit with me, but you got to understand where you sit with our people.
True.
And I think white folks are very comfortable asking Negroes to walk the plank for them that would not do the same for you.
Yeah. And
that was one of those things, like, the pastor wrote the letter. Did you see that, Todd?
No, I did not.
Pastor Hunter wrote a letter to the U.S. Senate.
Oh, I take that back. I didn't see the letter. I did watch a little of him talking about it on Facebook.
And then you watched the press conference. So
I watched the press conference.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. He came on here and he just did some more. And here's the thing that drives me nuts. The white folks always tell us you do this and you can be the person that helps your people. You gonna be the special Negro, and they can tell you how much better you can do. Sometimes you just ain't gotta go, right?
Yes.
Rom is just not one that, and I do feel like it was just insensitive, if nothing else. Like, for the black elected officials that signed that letter, I just feel like it was insensitive, if nothing, like just a straight up, regardless of, he didn't pull the trigger, I got you. But listening to that conversation, like, I didn't realize that the pastor knew what happened before. Like, so they participated in the cover-up. Like, the pastor actually participated in the cover-up.
You mean he knew before the public knew?
He knew before the election and chose not to say anything.
That there was a film of this?
Yes.
Ah.
He saw it, cut the deal before the election. Had he spoke up prior to the election, guess what, Todd? Ron wouldn't have gotten elected.
That's what I think.
No, we know. That's why he didn't run again. And so to sit here and for you to tell us that, it was just kind of crazy to me. And it's like, I didn't see, and can I tell you something? I need to put this out here too. The pastor tried to say that he wasn't going to say who approached him because it would benefit me, right? For my benefit. No, it ain't got nothing to do with me, cuz. And let me just tell you.
You mean you?
So what he tried to do is like we have people in common. And there are oftentimes when choices are put to you, sometimes you gotta say no. And choices, opportunities, questions, would you? Sometimes people be like, who willing to go? And they gotta look around the whole room to find the Negro that's gonna go. And usually somebody in a purple suit going. No, seriously. And I'm saying like, so, and I didn't appreciate that because, you tried to slide me in there yesterday. Let me tell you. See, it's things that people know they can and cannot ask me. Like, and then it's people that they know that they can ask. Right? If you come to me talking about y'all got me on the rhyme the first time. Right? But I want to be clear, I had no clue about that murder. To tell me that you settled before the murder, before the election, and you knew, and it makes me think about all the inside information that I was given. Seems to me like the people who was giving me the information knew too. How they got the information. I was wondering, like, I'm through.
Yeah, I get you. I may not be happy if somebody tells me I can't do that and tells you why. But I feel worse if somebody just doesn't call you back and doesn't do nothing. I mean, if at least you tell me I can't do it. It's just not possible. Like you said, my people are not for this. I
just feel like it's too easy to go against your people. Like you tell me, raise your hand for any black person that thinks that. I'm not saying he shouldn't have got the job. That anybody black from Chicago should have put their name on his vouch. I just don't think that was a cool thing to do. Like, just to be in solidarity with the people one time. Like, you can have your own personal feelings, but sometimes like, no, my brother, you got to get your own.
Right.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, go to the phone lines. Anybody on that line? Nobody wanted to call? Cuz retired. They didn't even miss you. That's what I said, to open up the lines and tell me.
But yeah, 182 people watching. Somebody had to say something.
Oh no, that's just on the light side. You're nah, bro. Todd, we done did a lot. Been growing. Like, we be like over 200. We be 400 live in the days. 350, 375, 390, smacking it all day because we still the greatest. I see my numbers actually went down when you came in.
I can see that coming.
Hey, y'all. I had this weekend was enlightening to me. It's funny that you brought up the Peter thing, because Peter denied Jesus 3 times. It was funny, in the same event I got denied 3 times. 3 times. It's so amazing to me that was what you came with. But 3 times in that event, 3 times. 1, it was a clockwise. It was a counterclockwise. And then it was a direct on. And the craziest part is the white guy was like, what's up with your people? And it was just at that moment where I was saying to myself, is this stuff really worth it? And am I investing backwards? Am I investing backwards? The most the most love I get is from the young people and the old people.
Uh-huh.
The old people be like, it's still some fight. The young people be like, man, keep on pushing.
Right.
It is my own people, my own age group that has been starved for attention, starved for access to resources, starved for the actual participation. And that starvation usually turns into anger.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns into a desire to eat whatever's in the room. And anything you strike can set a match off and blow it all up. And I just think, I don't know that trying, like there's the past, the present, and the future. I think our present is almost over and we are now looking in the future. We are, and I think we got to start building an army for the future. It's a lot of pent-up anger, a lot of pent-up frustration. It's a lot of broken hearts, dreams that are caught up in our universe, in my age group.
Uh-huh.
And that hurt and pain, played or not, turns into cannibalism. It has turned into a form of cannibalism where anybody that's moving, we trying to eat them. That we can turn the tables on them. Like somebody can just accuse you of being with somebody else, and the next thing you know. And so I've come to the point. And this weekend, I'm gonna tell you, that event this weekend, coupled with a few just, Todd, I can't ever think of a time when I have wished ill will or taken an action against black people. Now, I might take something for my own mental health. But it was a very sobering reality this weekend to be publicly rejected by people that you fought for to get to the table. And I think probably the most frustrating moment of my existence this week was when the white guy was like,
he could see it.
The white guy was like, hey, I don't even know this guy if it's not for you.
Right.
And it's not an ego thing. It's more of a validation thing. Because nobody wants to be at the party as the bad guy.
Look,
especially when you're trying to fight for the people at the party.
I understand you. There's a guy who worked for me for 4 years. Can't tell if he was a hard worker or not, but he worked for me. And trying to get him to pick up the phone now is like chasing a jaguar. Can't catch him. And he's not the only one. There are a few other people like that too.
Yeah, and if you were to talk to him, they would tell you how it wasn't like that, or they could convince themselves 3 million ways why it wasn't. Let's go to the phone lines. You're on the live line. Here we go. There they go acting up. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Go ahead, Riis. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Caller, hello.
Shalom, my brothers.
What up, brother Israel? How you feeling, man?
Hey, man, I just want to let you know, man, I'm proud of both of you brothers, man. Go against them dark arts. Don't think the dark arts ain't still being practiced. You know how many people I don't made rich and got money with construction contracts, and I can't even get a gallon of gas out of them. Oh, Jesus brought me in the room. It wasn't you. Man, you couldn't get past security if it wasn't for me, man. So just keep up the good fight, man. That's all I can tell you, man. And Todd ain't nowhere in the world. He's supposed to be in control of the 8th Ward. Only man with a balanced budget in the country. Come on, man, the dark arts, but the dark arts are trying to get a light shine on them. And you know when the light shine on the ropes, what they do.
They get the scurrying. At least I learned that from y'all. Yeah. As long as it ain't the one with the fat sack hanging out the back. Hey, thank you, Israel. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Hey, man. I had the chance to go through some of my old stomping grounds, man, this weekend.
You went to Bolingbrook?
No, I was over in the 18th Ward this week.
Oh, that one.
Right?
Yeah.
It was funny. I went to the 18th Ward, and we went to this place, the Gala. It used to be. Shout out to my man, Q. We went to Q's Lounge, which also has the Black Fire Brigade.
Oh, okay.
And while I was at the Black Fire Brigade, I was looking around like, man, it was a time when we as black folks could not come in there. It was a black neighborhood, and it was like the last bastion of white folks. And it was funny because when I went in there, I was like, so this is what it looked like on the inside.
Right.
Then down the street, in Mount Greenwood. They moved their headquarters to Mount Greenwood.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh man, Todd. So it's good, man.
I went to my reunion last Saturday.
What? St. Ignatius?
40 years, yep.
40 years? How was that, man?
It was nice.
Who was in your class? Did you see anybody? Was it anybody that you went back to?
Rod Sawyer.
Oh, Rod Sawyer was in your class too?
Uh-huh.
Did you walk? Oh, so did y'all walk around like did y'all walk around and poke people? Like, hey man, we big willies now.
We had a relatively political class. Rod, myself, John Troy. I don't know if you know the Troys. His grandfather was the alderman of over in Ukraine Village. I don't know what number.
Okay.
And his father was and his grandfather was a committeeman, which was much more powerful. And his father was a water reclamation commissioner.
They was gangsters back in the day. Who else was over there, Todd? Who else was famous from your class that we know?
From my class that we know,
Okay.
I think I ran out.
Well, what else did I do?
Susan Katana. I wonder if she graduated with me. I don't even know. But her mother was a state rep, like up in this area actually. But she was a Republican. That's back when they had three.
Two and one. One
Yeah.
and two, 2 and 1. I had a good time. Shout out to the men of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Shout out to David Turner, our international vice president, elected from my undergrad chapter. He had a little get together, a little shindig this weekend. Shout out to him. What else did yesterday? The son drove. So you called Todd.
Oh yeah, we got my kids off the street. Don't worry.
MJ doing all right, man. I'm telling you, he got
What'd
a
he
little
drive?
whip too. He driving the Camry. But I'm telling you, he got the Camry.
He can't
whip.
step up yet.
He got leather seats and everything. He got leather seats. He got heat. He got mirrors. He got the whole you dig. I'm telling you, Claire need a prom date. I might even let them take the Porsche on prom. You know what I'm saying? It's all good though, Todd. It's all good. You know, when we come back, I want to. My son is. I can't say it out loud. I can't say it out loud, but I do wonder. We'll talk about because now I done made it too.
You let him know I got my legs back.
He thinking about you like, man. He like, man, give me some Todd Stroger in this building. I need some.
He needs
Todd,
an ego booster.
You're
right
a
now.
slump buster. Todd is the slump buster. All right, y'all. Let me say this. Riis, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, Riis, you all cheesy back there, Riis. I ain't seen you smiling like that in a minute. What's going on? Some of the pressure, Todd. You took some of the pressure.
I'm over there laughing because Todd's not lost anything. He got his legs right.
Yeah. You see Todd come in with his Bobby socks and track shoes coming in talking about, I'm ready, guys. Y'all remember the last time we was at the gym, though? Them dudes came. And everybody
Man, they were big. Hadn't seen one of those type of guys in like 10 years.
That was like the Fed ball. Like they were shooting threes from the half court. You know, like
they were
jailhouse threes. All right, let me see what else. Let me ask a question. My social media question of the day was: Can you be hip hop and house from Chicago? No, I don't think so. I feel like house.
You know, I would never understand why anybody would even think about arguing about that kind of stuff. House music is just dance music. White people decided that disco was black and they hated it. So dance music became for us house music.
But can you be hip hop and house? Because I think it's different in Chicago.
Well, hip hop is just gutter stuff.
Hold on, dog. Hold on. You just hating, first of all.
No, I'm not.
Todd, you're a hater. Riis, did you ever listen to house music?
Oh yeah.
Cause you from my not juke music, Riis. Not Riis. Did you do this?
No,
did you do that? Remember when they be? I used to love when they be like, when they point their fingers down, they be. Riis. So you was house, like what kind of house? Like a house? Well, you wasn't never no house head though. You wasn't like doing and at the party with the deep house and.
No, they used to play all the house, and then I also club promoters, so they play house, and doing like the club. But I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. You know how some people steal house, so they was the house.
I hate house music.
Yeah, it's okay. But,
I hate it, Riis.
But you can be house and hip hop.
No, you can't. How can you be? You know who's house and hip hop? Ferris. Because Ferris started out as the top house DJ. Then he got Ghetto Boy Radio, and then he turned into. But I just don't know, man. House heads are house heads. Hip hop. Like, I think that maybe if you was in the 80s, you could do that. I don't think now. Do any young people still listen to house music? Riis, do any of y'all people listen to house music? Todd, is that house music that when you hit the floor, you ever dance anymore, Todd?
No, not really. To be honest with you, I haven't danced in a long time. Yeah.
What's the most popular music in Chicago? Is it house, stepping, or hip hop?
Probably stepping.
Man.
Now, what is hip hop, by the way? I like to get a kind of a definition out of that. What is that?
Hip hop is actually a culture. So actually, it's the art of being a DJ, a MC, a DJ, a b-boy, or a graffiti artist, right? Those are the elements of hip hop. It has been conflated oftentimes with the MC portion, which is the rap portion, which initially started out as the DJ, and the DJ initially started out as the most important, and then the MC took over. Is somebody on the phone?
Hey,
What's
DJ,
up?
can't you play that song? Keep me dancing.
All night long. What's up, caller? You on the Mace Jackson Show? Caller?
What's going on, Maze and Todd and Riis? What's up, like, man?
Todd,
He's
about to hit you with the...
Going there, brother Tyrone, man. It's good to see you call on in and talk to us, brother. Because, when you call, I'm glad you called in right now because you're going to take the last minute of the show. But go on here, brother. Tell us how you been doing today.
Man, I'm doing real bad, man. To be one of the ones who roll in on Hunter, past the Hunter, to shut that crap down and let them know we disapprove of that. And then to hear about the list of all these aldermen that signed off on Rom's so-called appointment is disheartening to me. It's almost like, and a few of these aldermen, I like personally. But it's clear our politics don't match our love for our people, man, in the sense that how could you even dare to do anything like that before you confer with the people, man? You have to confer with the people, and it's clear to me more and more every day that we need new leadership across the board, man. It's like they punch drunk, right? They punch drunk with their mediocre authority and power. And then when it comes to regulating and bringing forth true economic development and opportunity for our community, they shut the doors on our community. And furthermore, they will write a letter to promote, especially Emma Mitz, will write a letter to promote Rom, but then turn around and stand and fight with Alderman David Moore and other aldermen when they say ECCSC should be receiving funding for the violence prevention and the work that we do in the community. That alderman stood there and fought for that to happen. And none of them other aldermen, a lot of them didn't even stand up. And we fighting every day out here in these communities, bro. And doing the carjacking. I don't see none of them standing at gas stations. I don't see none of them assisting black women and our elderly to these houses and on these blocks. I don't see none of them doing de-escalation, violence prevention. I don't see none of them mentoring and guiding and bringing these little homies out of these streets from sliding, killing, and drilling one another. None of them does that. But they will stand there and tarnish their reputations for a relationship with Rom, who can go anywhere in this world. I can't get it, bro. I'm still trying to fathom this here. I'm trying to put it together, man, and it's like the ultimate betrayal, ultimate disrespect of us standing for fighting to see Jason Van Dyke and all of them go to jail for this cover-up. And then here we have our own elected officials, bro. I don't even have enough time in your show to really express how I truly feel about this, but all I know is, man, we're going to keep organizing, keep building an army, and we're going to drive these people where they're supposed to be. Away from us, man. If you don't serve our community, it's amazing to me that you allow and you sign off for everybody in the world to disrespect black people, from foreigners to, just everybody come in and treat us like the pieces. And and I'm telling you, man, it's gonna change, and it's at a head that, man, it's gonna be a civil war amongst us. if we don't get it together. Now they can tell I know they scrambling and running, but they haven't seen nothing yet, man, because we are tired in these streets, man. We're tired. It seems like we keep getting left out and left behind, and we're fighting every day, bro, with the little strength and resources we have. And then you have elected officials that will block resources from the very elements that's on the ground, boots on the ground, that's actually fighting, but then to hear that they will write letters and fight and stand up for Rom, who hid and supported a killer of our children, man, our child. That's amazing to me, man. And I want that list. I want that list of everybody who signed them, man. I need you to text that to me, send it to me, email it to me. I need that whole list, man, because it's time to do some real opposition to a lot of the stuff that's going on. We need to start checking these wards and everything. And Sawyer and all these individuals, in my mind, they got to go, man. I don't care what they're going to vote on as it relates to ECCSC, but we got to get at it, bro.
Let me jump in right there real quick. I was thinking about this the other day, and shout out to Frontline Ty, Tyrone Muhammad. By the way, support your local weed man. Guys, we got to start doing the math by ward and by district. And we got to start identifying our strength. Like, I'm down with marching on the doors, but I really do think that we got to start not just marching with just Ty. Ty's got to tie into the people that live in that ward. So that because what happens is if you're not coming from their area, until they can see that you can mobilize in their area specifically, then they say you coming from somewhere else bringing your drama. So what we got to do, and I think that's the whole thing I was talking about earlier, Todd, which is we go to these places and it's like they have these events in these places where they are insulated from the people. Like, I feel like our elected officials have built a network that insulates them from the people that they purport to represent, and then the people that are benefiting keep clapping like it's all good because they're benefiting, and they don't even realize that they're not even equal at the same time. Look, man, Todd, go ahead. I'm going to give you an opportunity to close out, and then I'm going to remind people about this event tonight.
No, nothing special. Just that organizing, that's important. But I truly agree with you. We need to talk to younger people. I mean, I'm happy to be surrounded by people who are 33 and below, and my head, I'm looking like, they should run for this, or they should go to this and learn what the campaign techniques are. I don't know if I can actually get them to do what I want.
The challenge, I think, sometimes, Todd, is that our young people haven't seen examples. Like, I was talking to a Democratic committeeman, and I was like, I don't know why a young black man that cares about black people would join the Democratic Party. Because there's no example of you standing up, fighting for your people now. In today's, it's like you have only seen black people bent over. Tell me the last time we've seen a black person standing straight up in politics. I can't really, and a black man at that, I can't really think of it. Like, straight up. Like, no, and it's not a diss to your manhood, but like where people know you can't compromise them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There is no, like, either we eat or we not. Look, y'all, I know Riis giving me the face, man. He got to get up out of here. He got work to do. He got another job. You got another job, Riis? No, we got a meeting
Amen
today.
to that.
So we got to head to our other meeting. So let me do this. Let me just remind you all tonight. They got food and drinks from 5 to 5:45. Not alcoholic drinks, but food and refreshments at the JLM Center, located at 2622 West Jackson, from 5 to 8 p.m. It's Black Contractors United.
They don't even have wine?
Wine. Just people. Wine, women, and neck bones. Check it out. Section 3 DBE Business Town Hall meeting. It's regarding project labor agreements, right? And HUD and their agreements with the project labor. Now, you can watch it live on Zoom. You can also attend live, but you must wear a mask. It is a COVID-friendly event. But look, y'all, if y'all are doing business at the city, county, or state, you are a Section 3 business or a disadvantaged business enterprise, you do not want to miss this. I think it is brought to you by Black Contractors United. They are rebuilding their organization. Mark Carter. Shout out to Mark Carter. Shout out to Eddie Forte. Shout out to Tamiko Holt, president of What's in It for the Black People. She is on the board there as well. So
I knew it was broken because I tried to contact and it was like impossible.
Well, you know what? Call Tamiko.
Okay.
And she can get you in contact. Y'all, they're doing a lot. So y'all come on out. And if you got a What's in It for the Black People shirt and you have an opportunity to come on out tonight, come on out to the JLM Center, 2622 West Jackson. All right. Todd?
Yes,
good
sir.
to see you, man.
Oh, man, it's good to be seen.
It's good to have you here, man. I see you got your fresh gear on. You know what I'm saying? I see you got your V-neck.
Yeah,
hey,
let's have him.
Ruthie, look, you got a V-neck on.
Well, I got to dress like an adult now. I really hate it.
You really hate it?
Oh, yeah.
Why, Todd?
Well, now that the weather's changed, it doesn't matter.
I got the best clothes for this weather, though. Todd got his V-neck because next time he come, he going to pump you up. He going to be swole. He coming out. Todd be working out every day. I see you work. You doing sit-ups every night?
I ran a mile and a half the other day.
Really?
In
Who
my
was
house.
chasing you?
It was on the Wii.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Oh, on the Wii.
But I got the Wii course, so I just keep running.
You just keep running. Okay. All right, y'all. For Maze and Reese, Ruthie, and today, Todd, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show.
And Friday. I expect to be here Friday.
Don't say it if you ain't going to do it.
I was just going to say, Todd.
Todd, just keep it to
I
yourself.
said I
Just
expect.
pull up.
Just pull up. Just pull up. For Maze and Reese, Ruthie, and Todd today, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.